The Houston Texans are currently 6-5. This is the first time this season they have a winning record after starting 0-3 to begin the year. They are 6-2 in their last 8 games, and they have a good chance to make the NFL playoffs here. It is not over for the Houston Texans just yet. And when you look at the Texans this year, they have not been blown out in a game. Their offense has held them back for the first half of the season. But Nick Caley has done a better job on the offensive end over the last month. And the same with CJ at the starting quarterback position. Before he went down with that concussion against the Denver Broncos, he was getting comfortable in this offense with Nick Caley. And you look at what Davis Mills has been able to do over the last 3 weeks. They're currently on a 3-game winning streak. But let's go back to the beginning portion of the season here. When they went against the Los Angeles Rams in week 1, CJ had some good moments. He had some bad moments. But you lost that matchup 14-9. The offensive line did not help out CJ in this matchup. It was a fumble late in the game by the backup running back here. You had so many chances in the red zone to punch the ticket in, but you just couldn't. And the fact that you only lost this game 14-9 says a lot about this defense here. CJ made some good passes in this game. You just cannot capitalize in the red zone. It was a defensive battle. And that's against one of the best teams in football currently, against one of the best quarterbacks in Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford did have a good day, but he only had 2 touchdowns as an offense. That's all that you could ask for in today's game. Against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you lost this game by 1 point. The offense had some up and down moments. The defense did collapse late in the game against the run. But once again, your defense only allowed 20 points in this game. Just a couple adjustments on the offensive end, you'll win this matchup. CJ did miss some throws in this game. He did miss open wide receivers. He was not able to scan and process the field fully. Once again, the offensive line play was terrible. And the play call with Nick Caley wasn't there just yet. CJ was 13-24, 207 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 0 interceptions. The next week against the Jacksonville Jaguars, more of the same. Still a close football game because of your defense, but your offense was not there just yet. Your offense was lacking behind. CJ did have the one big play too. Nico Collins on the outside. Tyson Campbell misread the coverage. And even though your offense was lagging behind, your defense only allowed 17 points once again. CJ was 25-38, 204 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 2 interceptions. Now the next week against Tennessee Titans, you dominate them 26-0. That is what you're supposed to do against one of the worst teams in the NFL, and you needed to win this game. That's a division game here. Against the Baltimore Ravens, a banged-up Ravens team, you can't help your situation that you're in. But you won that matchup 44-10. That was easily the best game that CJ has had with Nick Caley in his career. He had 4 passing touchdowns, 244 passing yards, 23-27. Against the Seattle Seahawks Monday night, more of the same here. CJ has little to no time inside the pocket. He didn't miss open wide receivers in this matchup as much as he did in week 1 and week 2. He just did not have enough time inside the pocket. And you lost this game 27-19. Your defense held on for as long as they could, but that's against one of the best teams in football in Seattle. But against the 49ers, you get things going into the right direction. I know that the 49ers have a lot of injuries right now on the defensive end. That is still a tough football team to go against. CJ once again has a very good game, 2 passing touchdowns, 30-39, 318 passing yards. He did have 1 interception, but it didn't matter. Your defense was able to go out there and to set the tone. CJ went to game manager mode, and when he needed a big play, here comes CJ. And the next week against the Denver Broncos, CJ was 6-10, 79 passing yards. Controversial take here. If CJ finishes out this game, I believe that they would have went out there and they would have defeated the Denver Broncos with how this defense was playing in this matchup against Bo Nix and the Broncos. You lost this game 18-15. Once again, your defense is showing up, and the Broncos, they have a great defense as well. But currently, the best overall defense in football is the Houston Texans with their front 7. With Danielle Hunter and the same with Will Anderson, they can constantly get after the quarterback on a consistent basis. And the back end of this defense with Derek Stingley Jr. You have Kamari Lassner. He does not get enough credit as a number 2 cornerback. On most teams, he'll be a number 1. He's a tremendous corner. That's a dynamic duo dating back to last season when DeMeco Ryans first became the head coach in Houston. They had a huge problem at the cornerback 2 position. You go out there and you bring in Kamari Lassner through the NFL draft. He has been a very good player this season and last season. And Kalen Bullock is a very good player as well to have in the safety position. So the entire secondary is shut down. But CJ goes down with this concussion injury against the Denver Broncos here. Davis Mills comes in. He has to finish out the game. He didn't look terrible. And you know what you get with Davis Mills. He's a solid backup. He fits that game manager role. He's not going to put the football in harm's way. He's going to miss some passes every now and then. But he is not going to be the reason why you lose a football game. He's going to keep you ahead of schedule. So they went against the Jacksonville Jaguars. This was a great game for the Houston Texans. You're at a disadvantage without your starting quarterback, but Davis Mills, he's a veteran. That's why I gave him a contract extension. But against the Jacksonville Jaguars, it's a shootout basically. You won this game 36-29, and you needed to win this game. This was a division win. Once again with the Tennessee Titans, now you split the Jaguars. If you would have gotten swept by the Jaguars, we're talking about a different situation here. But you get that split that has really saved the season. And Davis Mills was 27-45, 292 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. When they needed a big play, Davis Mills gave him a big play. When they need him to make the right play, he made the right play. And you have the situation late in the game against Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville Jaguars. Goes for a fumble, you take it to the house for a touchdown. The defense was tremendous in terms of getting pressure on Trevor. But this was a huge comeback win for the Houston Texans. And let's give Davis Mills and Nick Caley a lot of credit. I still have a lot of questions and a lot of concerns with this offense with Nick Caley and the play calling. But it's working right now. The next week against the Tennessee Titans, another game-winning drive for Davis Mills. He gets you into the situation to win the game. Didn't turn the football over, played well within structure, 274 passing yards. That game manager role. But against the Buffalo Bills tonight, this was an amazing game for the Houston Texans. We'll talk about the Bills in a future video here. But when you face a team like the Buffalo Bills, they can't stop the run. They have one of the best quarterbacks in the game, but the wide receivers are an issue with the Buffalo Bills. They play into your hands here. That press man coverage. Get aggressive with those wide receivers. Josh Allen is known for running around and making big time plays. Look at what he just did last week to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have one of the best offenses in the game. Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter, they shut that down. They had 8 sacks as a team tonight. Against the reigning MVP, they made him look normal. He had 0 passing touchdowns and 2 interceptions here, and I'm talking about Josh Allen. James Cook was phenomenal in the first half. DeMeco Ryans makes those second half adjustments with his defensive coordinator. They gave him nothing in the second half. The Buffalo Bills only had 3 points in the second half. 3. Complete domination. And the one thing that we know about the NFL historically, if you have a great defense that is going to carry over every single week, you'll have a possible shootout every now and then, especially in today's game. But 9 times out of 10, if you have a great defense, it is going to show up, especially against some of the best quarterbacks in the game. So when they face Kansas City here in the next couple of weeks, and the same with the Indianapolis Colts with their next game, their defense can dominate, and Kansas City is not the same. I have said that every single week since week 3, something is off with Kansas City. Patrick's missing a lot of passes. And their defense is not the same on the back end. So when you have a quarterback in CJ, who has been a top quarterback over the last 2 years, he can take advantage of those one-on-one situations on the back end with Nico Collins, and the same with Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel. He just needs better offensive line production. But the way that they dominated tonight against the Buffalo Bills was amazing to see. The biggest part to why you won this game was because of your defense. But let's give Davis Mills a lot of credit. He was 16 of 30, 153 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. He did miss some passes in the open space. They could have went for touchdowns in this one. But he still did enough to go out there and to help them win this football game. And when you look at Houston and the remaining part of the schedule, it's a good chance that they will make the NFL playoffs. The Jacksonville Jaguars right now, they are very inconsistent on the offensive end. I would trust CJ right now more than I would trust Trevor Lawrence. You know what you get out of CJ every single week. With Trevor Lawrence, he may go out there one week, he may give you 350 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns. He may be flawless with the turnovers. The next week, he may give you 2 interceptions. They're just a very inconsistent team right now. The Indianapolis Colts, right now, you can make the case that they are the most complete team in this division on the offensive end. With Daniel Jones, they can run the football, they can pass the football around. But if you stop the run with Daniel Jones, we have seen them run into problems this season. And the Houston Texans, they can be tough on the run, especially against the pass. But when CJ comes back, he should be the starting quarterback. I don't believe that it is a quarterback controversy here. I believe that CJ is the franchise quarterback with this team. Woody Marks has been a very good running back this season when they have given him the opportunity to go out there and carry the offense on this back in that backfield. Nick Chubb is still a very good power back to have, but in terms of having those explosive moments on the ground, Woody Marks is a guy for you, especially in the receiving game. Christian Kirk has had some drops this season, but he's played better over the last couple weeks. They just need this offensive line to consistently hold up with Ariante at the left tackle position, who has played better over the last 5 weeks. Titus Howard, you know what you get out of him at the tackle position. But it is starting to come together on the offensive end. It just comes down to the play calling here with Nick Caley. And to give some more defensive players some love here, we all know about Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, Danico Autry. He can come in, he can give you some very good plays in terms of stopping the run and putting pressure on the quarterback as a rotational pass rusher. Henry To'oTo'o, very good linebacker, and the same with Azeez Al-Shaair. But this entire defense right now with the Houston Texans is on fire. And you love to see it. It just comes down to that offensive line protection and Nick Caley calling offensive plays. But I would give D'Amico Ryans a lot of credit, and he said this 4 weeks ago. He went down the list the same way that I did, and he was saying, we haven't gotten blown out. We haven't gotten dominated just yet. We're having offensive problems, but stick with us. Our defense is going to keep us in games. Our offense is going to jail eventually. They don't need their offense to go out there and to score 25 points a game. Give them 25 to 30 points a game. They just need their offense to go out there and meet their defense halfway. And the AFC right now, you could say that it is wide open. The New England Patriots are up there with the Indianapolis Colts and the same with the Denver Broncos. But every single team in the AFC right now, they have weaknesses, and the same with the NFC. It's anybody's game right now, but the Houston Texans, they control their own destiny. They may need some help towards the end of the season with a couple teams to lose. But anything is possible. But they have to win those games against the Indianapolis Colts and the same against Kansas City. You really have to split with Indy in this division. And if they can do that, they're going to be on the right track here. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you feel about the Houston Texans? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like video, hit the like button. Most importantly, I want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for the video, guys. God bless. Peace.